Hey, this is Jay, your DM. Welcome to Nire.
I'm Amy, playing Bijou, the High Elf Glamour Bard.
Hi, my name's Andrew. I'm playing Rivatevich Kolosevsky, the Paladin Hill Dwarf.
My name's Ian. I play Harry. He enjoys being a Fearball Druid.
And I'm Aaron. I play Tatsuo, the Human Samurai.
Does he enjoy being a fearbog? I guess that's a character choice we haven't really talked about. But
it seems like he enjoys being a lot of different things.
Exactly. It depends on the day, but he has a lot of different moods where he just kind of loves different things. You know, he's just a lot of love out there. And lately, he's just very happy with his choice of being born this way.
All right, so Tatsuo, the crowd of female dwarves in this tavern erupts into a cheer when this well-shaved dwarf comes out. And well-shaved is a weird way to say it. I probably should have said clean-shaved.
Clean-shaven.
Yeah. He starts kind of doing a little dance, and the bartender you were talking to says, "This is the show. Where did you think you walked into?"
I don't know.
The
Seems
red door.
fine. The red door.
There's a big crescendo in the music, and then he grabs his shirt and just like pulls, and like he's just standing there in his undies, and he turns around and sticks his butt out, and all the women cheer and throw gold coins and bounce them off his butt.
Just logistically speaking, that seems painful.
And the show goes on. It seems like this guy's main move is the shaking the butt and getting coins bounced off of it. And then he walks out, and a little MC comes on and says, ladies, give it up one more time for Assistant to the Prince. The stage name, of course, is not his real name. We don't share their real names here.
Is he really the assistant to the prince?
No. You don't
You'll
know
have
that.
to find out.
Just
Are you asking
checking.
the bartender?
Yes.
Oh, okay. No, of course not. You think he'd be working here if he was the assistant to the prince?
I don't know what people like.
Have you met the assistant to the prince? How long have you been here?
Not that long, but I have met the prince.
Well, here's a little inside to the joke. Is the assistant to the prince? His name is Bummock.
That's funny.
If you haven't noticed, assistant to the prince has a special move involving his, let's call it the Bummock.
No, I get that.
Very
I
well
get
then.
that. I have a question.
I have an answer, maybe.
Remember when I said I was new here?
Absolutely.
So I accidentally took a wrong turn, we'll say. Ended up on a cliff. But there was a little area of town out there, and the people there weren't as welcoming as you guys seem to be.
Well, it's a big country, darling. There's good parts and bad parts. I'm sure you understand.
Right. I was just wondering if you had any information about that part of town.
Not necessarily. Like I said, good parts and bad parts. Don't know which area you're talking about specifically, but
It
Some of
seems to
the,
be off of a cliff through a small tunnel out the side of the big entrance.
That describes a lot of this country, but there's, I would say, the more sketchy areas of the country tend to be outdoors. Now there are some really great areas outdoors as well. Don't get me wrong, but not a whole lot inside that you have to worry about feeling safe walking around. If you know what I mean.
Gotcha. I've also run into some dwarves, outside of this town. Do any of your people like to sail, for example?
Of course not. Have you met any dwarves? We were landlubbers for sure.
Yes, and they were on a boat.
I'll look at the ocean and I'll throw up.
Interesting. Just checking. Well, now how about that contest?
All right. Do you want to? All right, let's go. He rolls his sleeve up.
Tatsu does the same, revealing her gauntlets of ogre power.
Well, you got to take the gloves off, dearie. I'm not going to arm wrestle you with those gloves on.
I can't. That's the thing. Don't know what'll happen if I take them off.
All right. Well, doesn't sound like a good contest to me.
You don't think that you could match?
Kick his ass!
You don't think that your natural guns are a match for these?
I don't know what kind of magical powers you got shoved up in them gloves.
Just do it, you coward!
Listen, if you take those gloves off, I'll take this tunic here off. Just the top part. Don't worry.
I don't
it's not
care
gonna get
about
dirty.
that.
The top part.
The top part.
I don't care about that. That's not what I'm into
Well,
necessarily.
like I said, I'm definitely not going to go into an arm wrestling match with an outsider who's got some mysterious looking gloves on. I've learned that lesson a few times.
More than once?
You'd be surprised how many strangers have magic gloves.
Tell me about that.
No, I think I just did. There's a lot of strangers that have magic gloves.
I mean, specific instances.
Well, he shows you his hand and it's got some scars and stuff on it, like it was burned. He says, well, this was from one of them. I'm not going to do that again. That was the last time I arm wrestled a magic glove.
Well, these won't do that. I know that for sure.
That's what the last person said, too.
I want my gold back!
Who is saying that?
Just a
I don't
random
know.
dwarven woman
Yeah.
in the tavern.
He's trying to spice up. This
Is she
guy
like-
is being a coward.
She sounds really drunk. Some really drunk chick in the background.
All right.
It'll just
I mean,
be
you can
for
chime
fun.
in.
It's just for fun. You don't trust me?
No, I just met you.
It's
I
just
seem
for fun.
All right. Back at shenanigans.
So yeah, I guess we've picked his brain, and I've asked him several questions about the mysterious red grips.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe I should just talk to the elves at Moon Lake and see what they know about it.
All right. I'm sure they keep some history there.
Yeah. So anyway, what's this party going to be like tonight?
Oh, well, Headmister is the best parties, especially if you like drinking and fighting and general merriment like that. I'm sure there will be plenty of celebrities there. Lots of...
You mean other celebrities besides me?
Well, of course, yes. Yeah.
Well, I get to perform.
I'm sure if you want to, there's
I would love
always
to.
space for. Typically, most of the people coming to Obnus's parties, though they might be great musicians or actors, they're not there to necessarily perform or act. So it's a little bit, but I'm sure there will be an opening if you would desire it.
Well, I'll just feel it out.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, he looks at down at his. Well, I guess he wouldn't have a watch, would he? It's about a hair past a freckle.
I like that you keep the fact that he looks there.
Now, I believe Mr. Admis mentioned that there was one more in your party, I believe.
Oh, yes, Tatsuo. She went to, go and scope things out.
All right.
I'm sure she'll turn up one way or the other. Either we'll find her or your guards will.
Very well. Sounds like a good... Would you like the guards to do a search for her? I'm sure there's not a lot of humans in the area.
I don't want to tie up your resources, but, if they happen to see her, just let her know where we're going.
Very well. All right. Well, if you all would like to follow me, once you've finished your drinks, he kind of does a bottoms up and finishes off his little fruity ale. And we can go retire to the Noble Finger Chambers and attend this party that Mr. Admis has been preparing.
That's very kind of you. Thank you. I'm going to give the barmaid an extra gold piece.
Oh, thank you. Reeve, are you going to go pick up your axes?
Yeah. I'm gonna go check them out.
All right.
I'm gonna walk up and I hand her the lanyard.
Mm-hmm. Says, oh, wonderful. Number 37. They were very good. They were wonderful. There was a bit of a scrape when one of the maces took a little tumble and might have scratched the shield a little bit. But everything they were very well behaved other than that. And it looks like something that could just buff off. They put up a bit of a fuss, but I think they were really fine. They were just being a little bit dramatic. That will be 50 gold pieces, please.
Wait, I thought this was free. I thought this was complimentary.
Oh, no, of course not. This is weapon care. Who told you it was complimentary?
I get really angry about the scratch.
Uh-huh.
I thought this was a 4-star establishment. And here I am receiving my children back with scratches.
Well, you see, when you put a bunch of weapons in the same room together, there's bound to be some ruckus, isn't there?
Yeah. Quit trying to bum a coin off these guys.
Do I see Reeve making a scene?
Yeah, you can.
Reeve, these are battle scars. They will make your shield even more proud.
Oh, but I'll know.
50 gold pieces seems completely unreasonable.
Well, did you ask for the cost before you just took advantage of the service?
That's a point. That's a good point.
Well, then that's your fault.
Child care and soft hill is... You never have to pay for that. I don't see... I throw like a little bag of coins down on the table and walk away with my children.
It has all 11,000 of his gold in there.
It had 49. No, it had 50, but one of the coins is like run over by like a really heavy cart, so it's like really messed up.
That'll show him.
It's a flat one. All right. As you all leave the tavern, you hear this ruckus coming from the next building over, and all of a sudden you see these two really burly-looking dwarves throwing someone out the door, and they say, "And don't come back again!" And you see Tatsuo kind of hit the ground in front of you.
Why? What did she do? She didn't do anything. She was drinking away.
The guards kind of see you guys, and they're like, "We saw this. We found this. This one was trying to arm wrestle with all the dancers, and it was just inappropriate."
Thank you for returning our prisoner to us.
Just don't let her back in here again.
Of course.
How about I arm wrestle you, pal? Who do you think's gonna win? I'm taking it easy on you. I don't have to go with you.
Tatsuo, can you stop embarrassing the family?
How many drinks have you had, Tatsuo?
Like 3 or 4.
Way too many for her.
Excuse you? I recall someone who lost a drinking... Did we have a drinking contest or just a wrestling contest?
Yes, but Harry won.
No.
Unbeatable. Just because he's so big. No offense.
Tatsuo, roll a Constitution saving throw.
Hang on.
And also a d20.
Hello. Oh, there we go. 21
Wow.
For the Constitution save.
Yeah.
and a 13.
All right. You had 13 drinks, and you feel the rumbly from the tumbly start to act up, but you're able to keep it down.
That's right. You don't know me.
I help Tatsuo up. Is she stumbling at all?
It's chill. It's fine.
Okay,
I think I would think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna help her. I'm gonna hold her arm just to help her walk. I mean, she's kind of like leaning on my head. I'm kind of holding her hand. Like,
Listen, guys, I found a bad place. A bad place.
oh, we better
Gung
get
Ho
to that
says,
tavern.
"What was so bad about it?"
The people were so mean. They thought they could beat me up with a club. You don't know me.
We better
well,
get.
yes, let's go.
Bummock
I'm so
says
sorry,
that-
Byung Ho.
Bummock kind of nods and says, I also don't like that place at all. Very mean people there, very rude. Think it's funny to
Yeah.
make fun of someone's name."
They do. Did you know they have a whole dance about you?
You don't know his name yet. You don't know his name yet, but you can say about someone.
Oh, right. That's true. Did you know they have a whole dance about the assistant to the prince? This guy shakes his butt because the guy has butt in his name.
He turns bright red and he says, "Yes, I was aware.
It just seems like it
Yes,
would hurt
thank
the
you.
guy
I was
with the
aware.
butt.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
they-
Trust me, I've heard it all.
They
heard all
throw
of it.
coins at his butt.
Tatsuo,
Yes,
please.
thank you.
Do shut up. I'm so sorry for our friend.
Don't worry, I've heard it all." And a tear rolls down his cheek.
Just seems like it would hurt the guy.
Tatsuo, stop. That is enough.
Those are some big coins.
Stop.
Start.
Can I, what can I do to shut her up?
You can try.
There's gotta be some kind of spell.
Wait, I might have something.
He says, "It's okay, I've heard it all. Let's
I'm gonna cast a suggestion on Tatsuo. You have to succeed on a DC 16. That is a wisdom saving throw. And I'm gonna say, Tatsuo, do shut up.
20.
Oh.
It's not gonna work. I
Nope.
tried.
Aaron is on with these rolls.
I've never been able to use suggestion on her. It's like the third time she's rolled too high.
yeah, but wait till it comes to combat. It'll be ones all over the place."
Yeah. She only rolls high to be irritating.
Wait,
No, I roll high in combat. I roll very low in initiative.
That's what it is.
Low initiative.
All right.
And this is just my natural luck because it's not dice. It's just the computer.
I know, it's really cool.
All right. Well, if you would all follow me, please. And Bummock walks.
I'm going to try to cheer up Bummock and talk to him about how impressed I am that he has such a high station in the kingdom, and try to like not overdo it, but just try to make him focus on the good things that he has going for him.
Okay. Roll charisma check.
Oh god, I feel so bad for him. It's not good.
He says, "No, trust me, I've heard it all. I've heard it all."
Yeah, it's just a 9.
All right. Let's, It's fine. It's fine. Heard it all. You guys, he leads you to this really elaborate chamber where you can tell that Admus spared no expense. There's like kegs rolling in. There's like people bringing like cases of bottles and glasses, and it's kind of like in the middle of the setup process / the party, because you see quite a few people in there, all dwarves, of course, and very. You have noticed of all these dwarves that they're very pale. A lot of like fair hairs, like blondes and reds. Not as strong beards as kind of the southern dwarves who are very thick, more like wispy kind of beards, but beards nonetheless. Everyone kind of looks over when you come in, and Amos is like, my friends, welcome to the party in your honor. And everyone kind of cheers and says, hey.
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 Please come over here. I want you to meet some friends of mine. He escorts you guys over to a bar. He grabs a whiskey for everyone. He says, first drink. And he puts a little glass of whiskey in everyone's hand.
Oh, thank you.
And he says,
Thank you, sir.
She doesn't need any more whiskey.
bottoms up. And he shoots the whole thing back.
I'm gonna elbow Tatsuo so that her
Tats-
drink goes like to
Well,
the
she
side.
was gonna do that anyway. She was gonna be too drunk and miss.
Nice.
All right.
I down mine in one.
I take a sip and pour the rest in Reeves' empty glass.
I look down at my glass like, where did that come from? It's magic.
All right, friends. Well, let me introduce you to my good friend, my cousin. Sorry, that was not correct. My good friend, my little brother, Mr. Gokri Noblefinger. And he gives him like a big punch in the arm, and Gokri returns the favor.
Oh, well. Hello, Gokri. I'm Bijou, and I'm going to take a definitive step back so that I'm not in arm's reach. But I'm going to, like, bow politely.
Oh, Bijou, nice to meet you. And he does a kind of a little bow and stumbles a little bit. Great party you got here, Admis. Yeah.
What's his name?
I
Gokri?
like your energy,
Gokri.
pal.
Gokri, it's a pleasure. Smack.
He reels back and smacks you right across the cheek. And you take 1 hit point of damage.
I'm at 12. No, I'm at 22.
I'm sorry, friend. What was your name?
Oh, my name's Reeve Viteevich Kolosevsky from... I'm a hill dwarf. Have you heard of hill dwarves?
Have I heard of hill dwarfs?
What's so funny?
Reeve, Vidorith, Kolesderberg, Riviv. I'm going to call you Coley. Nice to meet you.
You can call him Coli.
Reeve Coley.
Reeve.
All right.
Rico. That's close enough.
Very good then. And he kind of
And this is Harry. He loves hitting people.
He's gone. He stumbled up.
Oh.
All right. Well, Admus, this is quite a party.
Oh, well, have you all heard of the, shoot, what was the, oh,
Have you heard of it?
have you all heard of the Beardy Weedies? They're
Yes,
actually
we
playing
just
here.
saw them.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's great. Mm-hmm.
Wow, what a coincidence. They have a great song about me. I love it. And they have a great song about my father. Haven't written one about my brother yet. Won't say I haven't paid him a few gold coins to avoid that one.
Nice. Well, I think I learned the one about you. I listened quite closely, but I could play it.
Oh, really? Oh, I look forward to hearing that. You can take the stage later if you wanted, I'm sure.
Oh, I would love to.
All right, so
Why did you do that?
Question for the DM.
Mm-hmm.
Was Oak and Gut a specifically Hill Dwarf thing?
Yeah.
So mountain dwarves would not be into Okagut.
No.
Crap.
And you learned that at the party before the funeral.
Mm-hmm. They didn't respond to it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I know what to do.
Yeah, the mountain dwarves don't have any taste. It's fine.
Why would you say that out loud?
I'm saying it as myself.
Yeah, I asked Jay. This is not in character. All right.
All right. Well, I think my father's going to make an appearance here in a minute before he goes to bed. He's not so much into the late night partying anymore. Gotten a bit old, but he's still my father, you know.
Well, I would love to meet him. Do you think maybe at some point during our visit we could be granted an audience with him and with you?
He's a bit busy, but yeah, I'm sure we can work something out.
That'd be great.
The party goes on and on. You guys meet a bunch of people. You meet a few. There are a few other races here, but not a whole lot. Like they're very, very obviously ahead above everyone else or more. You do meet a high elf. Sorry, not high elf. A wood elf.
I want to talk to them.
Same thing.
You want to talk to the wood elf?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, you meet a female wood elf. She's relatively finely dressed, but mostly like in greens and browns, and not really any like jewelry or anything. Very like, it looks like nice but practical.
Mm-hmm.
She introduces herself as Krisra, and she seems to like know a few people here, including Admus.
Mm-hmm. Hello, my name is Bijou. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Krisra. Nice to meet you.
What brings you here with all these wonderful dwarves?
Well, the dwarves and the wood elves have been friends and allies for a long time now. Ever since the Orc War, and as a diplomat, I do my part and live here and help the alliance.
Excellent. Have you now? Please forgive me. I've not been around wood elves as much as I would have liked to. Are your people friendly with the high elves of Moon Lake?
We are aware of each other. We do not discuss too much. The wood elves are a bit more nomadic than the high elves.
Mm-hmm.
We do not stay in the same place for more than 100 years at a time, whereas the high elves prefer to build their large towers and their statues to themselves.
Right. Well,
I'm sorry, I don't mean to insult you if you are a high elf yourself.
Oh, I wasn't raised with other high elves, so no worries. I'm not offended at all. I actually come from sort of a woodland kind of place, I guess you could say. So we were thinking about visiting Westwood. How often are you there? Like, if we visited, would we be able to ask for you?
I am stationed here for the time being. I've been here for about 200 years, and my service will conclude in another 100. But I do have, as a politician, many connections there and many friends, and I can, if there's something you would like, I can send a word ahead.
Yes, that would be wonderful. A letter of recommendation. We are a group called the Delivery Service, and we've actually been trying to kind of put forth some diplomatic efforts to help everyone, and we wouldn't want the Wood Elves to be excluded from that.
The wood elves, as I mentioned, are allied with the northern dwarves. So I'm sure if there's anything involving any sort of fight or politics that the dwarves are involving themselves in, we would like to know as well.
Absolutely. Well, yes. Well, I'm trying to secure an audience with the king in the next few days. Could I ask you to be part of it?
With the elfish king or the...
Sorry, with the king here,
Oh,
Noblefinger.
oh, yes. Yes, if permitted by the noble fingers, I would gladly join in.
Excellent. Thank you so much. It's been really nice to meet you.
You too. And what was your name again?
Oh, my name is Bijou.
Bijou. Very well.
Mm-hmm.
I hope to see you again.
Oh, I hope to see you again as well.
It was Chrisra. Chrisra was my name. In case you...
Yes.
Okay. I just wasn't sure because I said your name in the farewell and you did not say my name in the farewell. It's fine.
I'm so sorry,
We will-
Chrisra.
Thank you.
I
Yes.
can't wait to see you again, dearest Chrisra.
Wonderful, Bijou. Look forward to it. Goodbye.
Goodbye. I'm gonna make sure I observe the way that she walks away and do like a similar mirroring gesture.
Yeah. She like backs up and then
Yeah,
kind
I'm
of like
gonna back up
disappears
as
into
well.
the crowd.
And right before she turns away, I'm gonna wink at her.
All right. So the party goes on. Is there anything you guys want to specifically do at the party other than drink, merriment, meeting people?
Yes.
What?
What's that guy's name again?
Which
But-
one?
Bummick.
Bummuck.
Bummick. Okay. Tatso goes to Bummick.
Mm-hmm.
You're still inebriated, by the way.
I know this.
Okay.
Was that bad place you were meaning?
I'm sorry. What was it common?
Yes. I found a bad place.
Yeah.
And they had clubs. It was like if you go in the big room and then you follow this path and there's a cliff there and then it's down off of that one. And then they had clubs and they were rude. You know that place?
On the outside?
Yeah.
Could have been one of a few. What was your interest in it?
I only got a little bit lost, but generally I don't like bad things. So I try to make it stop.
He kind of chuckled. He's drinking as well. He kind of like chuckles into his fruity ale. He says, "What? Haven't been to many cities then, have you? There's a lot of bad with the good."
I have, and I've stopped some bad.
Oh, really? Tell me some stories of that, would you?
Once upon a time, there was a dwarf on a boat.
What kind of nonsense is that? Dwarf on a boat? Never heard of
That's-
such a thing. It
Well,
must have been
that's
some
the thing.
southern dwarves.
Sure. But they were so weird, so I thought, well, if there's dwarves on a boat being bad, maybe other dwarves who are bad know about those dwarves on the boat.
I've never heard of a single dwarf on a boat. It's the
Anyway.
funniest thing I've ever heard in my life.
It was real funny until I sliced him in half.
He kind of spits out his drink. Very well. Oh,
He did try and kill me first, so fair's fair.
all right. Well, that's good to know. Oh, sorry. What was it, sir? Yes. I'm sorry, sir. Yes. Sorry to cut this short. Admis seems to be calling for me. He runs away, and you see Admis on the complete opposite side of the room from where he went.
Too bad.
I go grab Bijou before she embarrasses us anymore. And I bring her
Yes,
over.
do grab Bijou.
I mean, not Bijou, sorry. Tatsuo. Sorry. I got mixed up. Yeah, Tatsuo, come over here. I see something really interesting over here.
nothing you have interests be.
Anyway, I grab her by the arm and I yank her that way.
Manhandling?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, you're embarrassing us.
She doesn't want to go.
Harry doesn't care.
So, is it a strength check against strength here? Because she's resisting.
Yeah, well, roll a grapple, but Tatsuo, you would have disadvantage because you drunk.
Oh, grapple?
17.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
athletics for you. It'd be athletics for you.
Hell yeah.
Wait, is it athletics for both or just...
You can choose athletics or acrobatics
Aaron,
to resist a grapple.
I would probably keep your 17. Oh,
20.
wow. Holy, oh.
Well,
What'd you get?
I don't know.
Yeah, see, that's why I told you don't do that.
What'd you roll?
Well-
What'd you roll?
Well, on the strength check, it's the 17, but on the acrobatics, it's 11.
No, it's 11 because, well, you got to choose 11 now because you rolled.
I didn't know.
What's your modifier?
That's with
That's
the
with the
modifier.
Oh, 17 with the modifier?
11.
Yeah, because I'm at disadvantage.
Oh, well, I
11.
rolled a 23 with my modifier, so.
That's what I rolled without disadvantage.
All right. Well, that's not what happened. So you get dragged along. Kicking and screaming, I'm sure.
Yep.
Bijou, not Bijou. Byung-ho stands up on a table in the middle of the room, and he says, "This is the greatest party I've ever been to," and he like throws back a
See,
beer.
he knows. He knows. He knows.
I'm gonna cheer for Byung-ho and also kind of make sure he doesn't fall.
He tries to do one of his like flying kicks off the table and lands right on his butt.
Right on his bummock. I don't say that. I'm gonna help him up.
All right. Things are starting to wind down a little bit. Everyone's getting pretty toasty. So, anything you guys want to do specifically before we move on?
Yes.
What?
You can't do anything right now. You're grappled.
You just took me away. You didn't say you were keeping me.
I still got a hold of you.
Does he still have a hold? I guess I can do this shouting. It's fine. It'll just be more embarrassing and defeat the purpose.
Fine, go ahead.
Tatsuo yells, "Hey, Byung-ho!"
Is
He's-
he conscious?
Can he hear? Is he unconscious?
No, he's like, yeah. Yeah.
When you fell, sometimes in the fall, I was thinking you were kind of cute.
He throws up.
Just like that.
I jump away and I use prestidigitation to get the puke off my boots.
All right. Not off of anything else, just off of the boots.
I gotta be good. I gotta be good
All right.
here.
Oh.
I just turn elsewhere. I'm like, ugh.
All right. Everyone roll me a Constitution saving throw.
See, this is the thing.
No.
I knew it.
I only took one sip of that.
Technically, Tatsuo didn't.
Gosh.
It was the whiskey? It was okay. Yeah.
Do I have to? Because Tatsuo
Yes.
didn't.
Oh wait, I don't
drink.
get poisoned. I got
13.
resistance. I got
You don't know what it is, Andrew. You have to wait. Just tell him what you rolled, and then when he tells us what it is, you can apply your resistances. I rolled a 13.
11.
I got Constitution, you said? Sorry. I got 16.
11.
Harry, what you got?
We fall for this every
23.
time.
Oh, that is a gnat.
All right. So, Byung-ho, Tatsuo, and Reeve. The next thing you know, you are waking up in beds, and Harry and Bijou, you were able to handle yourselves.
Cheers.
And at the end of the night, Bumek kind of shows you to your own private rooms with some nice linens and some soft beds and all that stuff.
Oh, okay. It wasn't
Yeah.
poison. It was just drinking.
I'm actually gonna sleep and just enjoy the luxury of sleeping instead of trancing.
Yeah.
I'll sleep
Byung-ho
on the
and
floor.
Tatsuo both have a few bruises. I'm sorry, Reeve and Tatsuo. From like probably you would look in the mirror and you're like, wow, that one looks like it probably came from a slap fight. Oh, that was probably that looks about Adma's fist size. I don't know.
Did any of them look like coins?
No.
Okay, good. All right.
Bummet comes into your room and you see like a big swollen imprint of a coin on his forehead. He's like, good morning, sir.
Oh.
Breakfast is being
Sirs.
prepared with the king. An audience with the king was requested.
Yes. Wait, am I there?
He kind of does this to everyone.
Oh, okay. Yes, absolutely. I'll be ready in just a moment.
Is that was a full rest, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Are we hungover?
Roll a Constitution
You are.
saving throw.
Why just me?
With
It would be like
disadvantage.
me.
Because you're the most
17.
drunk.
You're fine.
God, she is rolling so good.
Reeve, roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, okay. 11.
Oh yeah, you're feeling it. You got a pretty bad headache.
Okay.
So the table is set that Bummock leads you all to. You see Abmas is there. He's kind of just like head in his hands, like looking down. And then you see an old dwarf with a very long beard sitting at the head of the table. And then a few other kind of like, you recognize the Abmas's brother and a few other kind of like well-groomed dwarves hanging out at the table.
Is Krizra there?
Yep.
I've
Oh,
got
yes.
I've got my helmet on and the visor's down. And I'm just kind of sitting there kind of motionless.
And then, like, also your silk pajamas that they put you in.
Yeah.
Is Byung-ho hungover?
Oh, yes. He's kind of, like, slouched down in his chair, sitting there.
I'm going to nod at Krizra and see if she greets me any particular way. And then however she greets me, I'm going to greet her back.
She says, good morning, Bijou.
Good morning, Krizra.
Who are your friends here?
Oh, well, I'm pleased to introduce to you. This is Harry.
Hello. Hello.
This is Reeve, or Reeve Kolai, if you like.
Reeve
This is Tatsuo.
Tatsuo.
And this is Byung-ho.
Byung-ho.
I raised my hand to just kind of acknowledge it and then put it back down. That doesn't say a word.
Nice to meet everyone. I hope everyone recovered after the party last night.
Absolutely.
You all did sleep
Feeling
for a very long
fine.
time. So,
Well, it was just so comfortable.
yes. Well, and the old guy speaks up. He says, yes, well, let's get on with it then. I heard you all wanted to speak with me.
Yes, we did. Have you had any sort of, well, I guess it wouldn't matter because you're in a mountain. We've had some strange weather systems out in the world. There have been these yellow clouds that have rained, this horrible rain that causes people to kill one another.
The old dwarf kind of looks over at the wood elf and like raises an eyebrow. And she says, yes, were they the yellow clouds?
Yes, they were.
We've been tracking them with some of our friends in the east, some of the humans.
Yes.
We are aware of them. Yes.
Yes, well, we have been led to believe through the acquisition of a prophecy, which is now with the elves at Moon Lake, that this is being caused by someone. And the only way to really get to the root of the problem would be to unite the peoples of Nire and collectively go after the threat. And so we are in the stages of uniting each of the people of Nire, and we wanted you all to be a part of it and not be excluded from that.
The king speaks up and he says, well, what kind of, you said a person is causing this. What kind of person? What doesn't seem very man-made to me.
Well, it's not completely clear, and we're trying to get to the bottom of it. Some of the culprits involved have been gnomes, no, halflings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't it halfling? Halflings, not you and not Softhill, but some other dwarves that are seafaring folk.
Seafaring dwarves, I've never heard of such a thing.
Yes. I hadn't either until we met them. We actually were on their ship. And then they've been trying to kill us ever since. And also, they've been working with other beings in other realms, even. To get, I'm guessing, this sort of magic. We've seen them patrolling and watching us on wyverns. We were attacked by a halfling or gnome, I'm guessing, who was riding a wyvern. So we're first trying to unite all the people, and then we can sort of amass a force and then seek them out and stop them.
So what do you need from us, an army?
Well, we were told by the prophecy that the strongest way to unite everyone would be to gather the seventh sons.
He drops his knife on the table and says, kids, go to bed. Go do something. I don't know. Go. I need to talk to your friends alone. And they're kind of like, Abed's kind of like, was clearly asleep. He wakes up and he's like, what are you? Oh, my friends. Sorry, father, all right. And then they kind of like stumble off. The Chrisra says, my liege, would you prefer me to stay or go? And he turns to her and says, have you ever heard of, how much do you know about the seven sons? And she says, I know a little bit. I know about our part in it. He says, all right, you can stay if you'd like. And he turns back to Bijou and he says, this is not something that this is something that I've tried to hide from my kingdom for a very long time.
I'm so sorry to have just blurted it out.
This is, surely you've met Admus already.
Mm-hmm.
He's a little bit more involved with this than I would prefer him to know. He hasn't quite matured yet, as I'm sure you might have noticed. And, well, it's just a little bit of, it's a little bit of an uncomfortable situation for me to talk about, especially with him around.
I understand, and we will not speak with him about any of this, and we haven't really at all. We met him in Prine at a friend's funeral, and he took a liking to us and invited us to come. So I am more than happy to keep this from him to ease your fears. But what do you know? We were told to look for an Admus, but it was an Admus red grip.
He kind of nods and says, What do you know of the other seven sons of the other races? Have you met any of them? Have they joined your cause?
Yes, we have 4 of them, and one of them is here among us, and I sort of nod over to Byung-ho.
Byung-ho kind of like raises his hand and nods, and then slouches back down again. Well, you see, my cousin, Kremrim, was my closest friend, my best. He's like a brother to me, even though we shared different parents. He was our seventh son. But this was right in the middle of the Orc Wars, which I don't know if you all have heard about, the terrible wars with the orcs, of course, and right in the middle of all of that, Marina, that was Cramrim's wife, of course. She got pregnant and had nasty complications and just very sick all the time. Didn't think she was going to make it. Didn't think the baby was going to make it. But we knew, or at least Cramrim told me, that it was very important that the line carry on. And very important because of him being a seventh son and all. So, well, I put them in a caravan and I sent them down to Moon Lake, and he kind of like chokes up and stops talking for a second. They were attacked by what I can only assume was the Assassin's Guild. I found one of them dead with the caravan with the purple robes, and well, they killed Cramrim, they killed Marina, but was able to save the baby somehow. I must have gotten there right in time, and I've raised him as my own. And that's Admus, but no one knows about that.
Right.
As far as he knows, as far as everyone else knows, he's my firstborn, heir to the throne. To be honest, before the pregnancy, there was a lot of strange things happening to Cramrim, a lot of people after him, it seemed. So I just preferred to keep it all secret, just in case, just so everyone thought that the line had stopped and that there wasn't anyone there.
Well, I think part of what we might need to do is get back at this Assassin's Guild.
That would be. I would find great joy in the tumbling of the Assassin's Guild after what they've done to my family.
I mean, if they were paid to kill him, and it was because he was a seventh son, it might have something to do with people knowing, like, you know.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay. Well, how can we move forward? Do we have a guarantee of your support? And part of this alliance means that Admus will have to join the other seven sons, possibly help make decisions, things like that. I would be happy to leave you what time I can while we go gather the other seven sons, and I kind of look over at Krisra when I say that. You can have whatever time we have left in gathering them to maybe start telling Admus whatever you think he needs to know. He may not even need to know his status necessarily, or that he's, from a different bloodline, but at least prepare him to start making big decisions.
Right. Well, since we don't necessarily know a timeline, I'll start having some conversations with him. And right when he's kind of thinking about things, there's kind of like a knock at the door of the chamber, and Bummock is there and Admus is there, and Admus is like, "Father, I'm sorry, I know you said not to interrupt, but I think you really need to come and see this. You all might want to come too. Krisra, you definitely will want to come. We need to go outside right now." And the father kind of stands up and everyone walks out, and he takes you to one of the balconies that's on the end with like one of the pointed roofs, like part of the crown of the mountain. Mm-hmm. And you guys see a yellow clouds for as far as you can see. Like before you could kind of see them moving in like clumps. These are like covering everything around you. and the rain is coming down, and that's where we're gonna end this episode. And we'll talk to y'all next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Damn.
Ian,
What?
you got to do your cool weather thing. It has to happen.
No.
It's got to work next time.
I've failed every time. I've quit.
It has
No,
to be like a nat
you have to
20.
try
I
again.
have given up on my bloodline.
No, don't give up on your bloodline.
It's too late. I'm a changed man.
Shoulder
Cats.
Radio. .com.